Hey there, YouTube. It's been a while. I'll get to what's happened and what's been going on around here at a later time in another video. But today we're here in the Gold Jeep. I wanted to show you guys something that I did, and then kind of show you how I did it, and then give you an idea of what to do if you want something like this. So what I did is I installed a A-pillar grab handle, and this grab handle, you can get them out of a few different vehicles that I've found, but this one you can first and foremost is the Jeep XJs 97 and up for the rear hatch, and I chose to go with those over these ones that you typically find above the doors on the passengers, because they're plastic and they flex really easy. You can see that I'm not really putting a lot of force and I'm flexing that stupid thing. So I wanted to get rid of those and not use those, and I found these, and they have a metal strap that runs all the way through them, and I'm rocking it in my hand rather than flexing it. So these are a lot tougher. The other vehicles other than the 97 and up Jeep XJs that you can find this style in are around 98 plus or minus a couple years Dodge Ram pickups. I think they also use some of these for A-pillar grab handles, and then some of the Dodge Durangos. I'll get the stuff and like flash it down here, some of the info for you guys, but I kind of wanted to show you guys how I did this, and then kind of show you the process and let you decide. I went with these because they look cool, pretty cool. They match pretty decent, and I didn't want to spend a ton of money. I think just for two of these, I spent like around 40 something bucks, but then I went ahead and wanted to replace all those too. So I bought a bunch of them, but I didn't want to spend a ton of money on some expensive billet aluminum ones. So let me get over there and I'll show you some of the steps that you need to take, and try to give you like some tools that you probably need. Alright guys, we're back over here on the passenger side. I apologize if the lighting is kind of weird. It looks kind of dark on the screen, and you're gonna kind of be bouncing around. I can't really do anything about that because the way this mount is. Let's see, where'd my camera go? So the first step that I took is I took a really ultra fine Sharpie and took my handle and I set it up here, and I'm gonna try to eyeball it as best as I can to get it kind of in the same position as the driver's side. I think I want to kick that bottom over just a little bit, and I think probably right around in there is kind of where I wanted it. So what I did is you're gonna see my back of my head, and hopefully, but I went and I kind of outlined this part, the outer edge, and you don't have to do this part. I just wanted to do it. Oops. Okay, so something like that, and I think something like that. Okay, and then I lined it back up. I'll move you guys over and show you a little bit better. Okay, all right, let me. There's a reason for this. So doesn't have to be too perfect for right now. Let's see if you can see that. Let me take you off of this stand for a minute. Oops. So you can kind of see that, hopefully. So I got those marks. That's about where it's gonna sit. And I made those marks because I'm gonna cut that part of the plastic out. I was kind of thinking maybe you don't need to. You could just find the position of your holes, your bolt holes that are down inside of there, and that would be just fine. But doing it this way helped me figure out something else that I probably could have avoided, but I was already committed. So yeah, so let's get to it. So what I'm going to use next is I'm going to use if I can get it untangled. Let's put that handle over there. I'm going to use, I got to change the bit now. I'm going to use a Dremel type tool, my Ryobi Dremel tool, to cut that out. Let's try this little bit. Okay, so I'm going to use this Ryobi tool. So hopefully, I wish I could like bend you guys over a different way, because I'm going to need to be like kind of in front of the screen. So let me pull that out of there, and maybe I think I can get you guys to see. There's no metal down there, because I got a magnetic base on this camera thing. Okay, there, maybe that'll work. My head's still probably gonna end up being in the way, because I'm gonna be trying to follow that line pretty straight. So let's see. And make it all nice and pretty at a later time. Let me get you over here and show you. So I ran into that hole right there, and so I'm not able to put a one of those nutserts or riv nuts there. I'm gonna have to find a piece of metal, which I have around here somewhere, and I'm gonna have to pull this whole panel off and weld it in there. But first things first is I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up, get that one cut out, and then I'll pop these out right now. And these are Phillips head screws, should be anyway, at least on mine it is. So that I'll get those out, and then I'll pull this whole panel off. And it takes some work to do because there's like a lip on the back side of this piece that hangs up here, and you gotta like work it so you don't break it. And then getting it out of here is easier than getting it back in without removing this metal piece. But I'm gonna do it, and then once this is all uncovered, I'll bring you back and show you more. We're back. I went ahead and removed this piece. It's still connected back there. I think I'm just gonna leave it right here. It is kind of cracked right there from when I was messing around with these ones. I guess the little lip that usually sticks out the side here, it was broken off, so this whole side just came right off. I took the screws out. I really don't even know what the purpose of that one is, and it was in there crooked. The other driver side, these were all busted out, so this whole thing just popped off. I think at some point I'm going to find some plastic cup washers or something and glue them on that side to be able to use the screws and have this be more secure, but that'll be at a later time. So now what I need to do is I need to find my little piece of steel that I have. Had a couple of pieces. I don't know what happened to them. So let me find it and then I'll bring you guys back. I got it all set up to weld. This is a cheap fiberglass welding blanket. I think I'm gonna get a different one. I want to get one with some silicone, liquid silicone bonded coating, because this thing is just falling apart and I'm always having to wipe everything down because I hate fiberglass. I'm always getting it in everything on my skin and fingers and everything, arms. But anyway, here's the piece. This is like a leftover piece from the floor that was still good. Glad I hung on to little stuff like that. And that's going to get welded in right up in there. So I'm going to go ahead though and tack it in, weld it in, and then once that's done, I'll get all this cleaned up and bring you back and show you kind of the next step of what I need to do. I went ahead and got that piece welded up in there, but I'm gonna have to take a break and try to figure out my wiring for the dome light, because even though I did my best to try to protect it, it still caught on fire and burned up the wires. So I'm gonna have to cut all that out and splice in some new stuff, I guess. If it's not one thing, it's another. Try to get it, I tried to pull them out and put them behind that blanket that I had up in there, but it didn't do any good. The heat just roasted it. So I'm gonna get that fixed and I will bring you guys back when I get this all cleaned up. As I got it all put back together, in the process I ended up breaking this piece of trim, so be careful. You might want to just remove it. I think it'll be all right. I'm probably gonna put some epoxy or something in there, or just leave it, who knows. But right now what I've got to do is take the handle and fasten it up in here, and then mark my new hole in the piece down there that I welded in. And good thing that's covered up because it is ugly. So there we go, like that. And then I've got to work it inside of there. And what I'm going to end up doing is, after I drill the hole and get the rib nut and everything in there, I'm going to space it out with some of these little spacers. Like one or two of them, I think, is what I used on the other side. But let me get the hole marked and I'll get you guys set up, and then I'll bring you back. Now I marked my hole and it's right on the edge of this weld. So I got to use the little Dremel tool to kind of make it, kind of flat. I guess I'm putting like a pilot dimple in there. This is what you call it. And so it's like right in there. So I got to use this thing to get it in there. So all right.
switch back over to the drill, and hopefully I have my small bit. Okay, now let's see if we can drill it out. I don't think I'm going to be able to, because that, well, let me go look for a smaller, much smaller bit, I guess. We'll make a pilot hole. I guess I got one. I don't think I do. Okay, I'll be right back. I think I found one. So hopefully and there's one. Okay, now I'm going to take that Dremel though and kind of flatten that out just a bit, because it I'm not going to be able to drill that out. That's done, hopefully. Now I'll just slowly step up bit sizes until we got what we need. So yeah, crazy. Okay, now next size. And my neighbors are over there selling something or whatever, so they're just talking. But anyway, we'll continue on with this. Well, there's nothing behind there. Alright, last size to do. Slightly bigger so we can get that nutsert, rib nut, in there. Yeah, that's all I need to do. Break my wrist. Okay. Now let's try to clean out some of that metal that's all screwed up. Alright, let's try cleaning it up with the Dremel so that thing will sit down flat, and we will get that thing in there. So you could probably figure out and like skip that hole. If you can figure out, you probably have to be lower or higher. I thought about using the screw hole here for the top one, but I liked about this position where I have it, at least for the driver's side, you know, so that's why I chose this. But you know, I don't know, you figure out how you want to do yours and do it. That should be good. Let's try to get one of those and put it in there now. Okay, let's find one. I know I got them. Oh, perfect. Just slid right in. You don't want to like wallow out the hole too much, because it's gonna, you know, not be able to have anything to grab. So we screw this thing in, and make sure that it's like up against the metal. Crimp it. Okay. It doesn't take much either. Just enough, just a little bit. All right, that looks good. It's in there flat. Okay, so now for this, I need one of these. What I'm using is, these are 1/4 by 20 threaded Allen head little screws, and then I'm putting a lock washer on there just to kind of give the steel that's in this a little bit extra strength, and you know, kind of help lock it in, really. Not that I don't think it's going to vibrate out, but you never know. So now I gotta find my little Allen wrench. I just had it. There it is. Kids and everything are crazy. It's always funny whenever I'm trying to do something, everybody comes out. Okay, so that's about it. So let's take it back out and get, well, take this one out. And then I need to figure out how many, I think I was using 2 of these. I think I was using, maybe it was just 1. Just 1. I'm gonna have to go over there and check it out. All right, let's get that one in started. And I think I just used 1. And those people are different people. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Guys, we're back. My phone overheated and I didn't really miss much, I don't think, on the install on this thing, but it's on there. It's good and solid. Yeah, it's just too bad that it overheated. I just couldn't finish it, but it's a few days later. That's why it's getting colder. Let's see, I got this. This is out of like a Wrangler or something. It's 4 right up in here on those. I figured I would mount one right here, So that's why I'm sitting over here trying to figure it out. It won't be for a while for me to do this, but I think I want it somewhere kind of like that, angled up. You know, just kind of an O-poop kind of grab handle, and you can grab here and right there on the A-pillar. So what I think I'm going to do is get some narrow like strap, and that'll fit up in here, and then build some like brackets off of it to accommodate those studs. And I think I want it to kind of line up with that gap right in here, and then probably, yeah, like something to like right there I think will be perfect. Give you enough room for your knees, and I think it'll look good. So I just got to figure that out. And then I think I can, this is stout enough that I can use some good size screws. I just got to double check that the heater box, or that there's not anything up against that when I run screws through it. There is a screw hole up under, like right in there, for that holds this bottom panel, and one right there that holds this up. So I may have to do something about that. But if I run like maybe 4-5 screws in the bracket that I build, I think it'll be strong enough. Don't think it'll come out, but who knows? Maybe I'll use some riv nuts in the plastic. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, like I said, it's been a few days, so I have done a few things. I made this plate out of some aluminum diamond plate for around the shifters. I can't put in the last screw. It's down. It's supposed to go right in there, but I'm gonna have to pull the seat. And I'm not done with any of this anyway. I still got to build like a kind of a guide bracket for this second shifter for the doubler. And then maybe like kind of space it up a little bit, because it's not quite even, and there's going to be gaps like along here. So maybe I'll just build something for the back, or I don't know, for that corner over there. But I can't decide if I want to paint that black or leave it brushed aluminum like that. I think it looks pretty good like that, but tell me what you think. Still got to get the transfer case so I can build my doubler. Future video, I'm going to build one of these for the Comanche. There's some modifications that I still got to do to this one as well to make it not as like flexible as it is. So I'll build one of those, show you guys what I did, and then I'll mount another one of the handles over there for the driver's side, and then I got to go back there and do some riv nuts and stuff for the rear ones. And let's see, I did modify. Well, I got a new steering wheel spinner. This one is like is for like people with disabilities and stuff. I'll try to find out in another video, or maybe this one down below. I'll show you where I got it. It was pretty expensive, and I didn't like the knob on it, so I had to make my own like pin and everything to mount my steering knob that I like. So turned out pretty good, and then that way I don't think that this sticks out as well. I know it doesn't stick out as far as the other one did, so I should, in theory. I haven't driven it yet and held a soft drink, fountain drink in my lap, but when I used to drive, turn, it would come around and hit the top of the lid and sometimes break the cup. But hopefully that solves that issue. But yeah, I'm doing all kinds of stuff for this. Like I said earlier, I will come out and tell you guys what's been going on. But another thing, tell me what you guys think. This overhead console is out of like a S10 Blazer or something. I think it'll work just fine up in there. I can modify some stuff with some putty to kind of get rid of those little cutouts and then recover it. But I'm worried about somebody sitting here in the middle and bumping their head on it, but it should suck up a lot better than what I have it right here. That's this one right here with the button is for your garage door opener. That one's for like sunglasses, and I think this is for like a tissue box or something. But I thought I might mount a CB up in one of those. Maybe leave the one for my right here for the sunglasses. But I liked this style better than the XJ1 because I like those lights right there, because they're more like an aircraft, because they kind of pivot and spin and do stuff, and I thought they looked cool. I took out the clock and all that stuff because I figured I could make a switch panel. I think it'll be cool, and that's how it looks back there. And then once I get rid of that, and I'll probably been thinking that I'll probably modify this, put a switch in here, and then put this out the back, up in the back somewhere. And yeah, and then I had to sagging headliner. It needs to be redone, but I just used some of this stuff, pulled it down, sprayed it all up in there, and then smoothed it out, and it's holding just fine for right now. But I gotta find some material. I was thinking of doing some kind of camo, but I may just go back and find some tan and redo it, recover these, because that one over there, one of the previous owners was a smoker and burned holes up in there when they were holding the cigarette up. But I'll recover both of these, and but I think that's it for now. I need to find a new door panel because that one's all ripped up. But it used to be really nice, but now it's ripped up. So I'll have to find one. But I think that is it. Or maybe I don't know if I've ever shown that. They're not hooked up to anything, but I got 4 switches here. Put in this USB marine, like for boats, charger, and then left the cigarette lighter there. So I made that, and I want to make a panel here for something, probably a gauge like transmission temp, and then maybe a few switches. So we'll see. Maybe mount a few switches there. I just gotta figure it out, because I don't need a ton of switches. I just need to figure out where the easiest place is for lights and different things, but I'll get to that all later. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and till next time, y'all take care now.